LeBron James pushing the other way. James lost it, gets it back.
LeBron James might be hurt. He's frozen in the backcourt.
You can see him grimace right there.
LeBron James suffered what appeared to be a pulled groin, and this is bad.
When he was talking to the trainers, you could see him mouth the words, "I felt the pop," and he just went back to the locker room.
It was all going so nicely for LA before Christmas when LeBron strained his left groin, an injury that kept him out more than a month. The Lakers went 6-11 while he was out and snowballed right out of the postseason picture, as Bishaw knows all too well. This is now a very different looking team with only LeBron projected to return in the starting lineup, at least in our projection. Kyle Kuzma was a starter last year, obviously, could still start, but he has a foot injury that's going to impact his training camp and preseason at the least. But on the flip side, Anthony Davis looks pretty good as a power forward penciled in there. Maybe not bad as an assistant general manager either.
The front office did a great job of including, LeBron and myself in the decisions, to build this team. Every guy that is on this team, me and LeBron had a say-so in, and I think that's very important. When you go on a war with guys every day, it'd be pretty weird to go to war with a guy that you don't really like. So, they make sure they want to include us in every decision.
That's interesting stuff from AD. It's no secret that star players are sometimes consulted around the league about guys they want to play with. What do you make about what he said?
Well, I think it's pretty smart on the brass of the Lakers to include those guys in the decision making in terms of putting together the roster. It takes some pressure off of Rob Pelinka, because if it doesn't work, he can say, "Well, you guys are the ones who told us to do." No, but it's important for guys to play with other players out there that they feel comfortable with, that they know the positions that they're going to be on the floor, and when they are double teamed and what have you, when they kick it out, they have the confidence that those guys are going to knock down shots and make the right plays. And so, I think it was smart, like I said, on the part of the front office.
I think the first thing you want to do in terms of that front office, especially when you revamp the roster, you want to talk philosophy and style first and foremost, right? How we're going to play, how we're going to utilize you, what our signature is going to be. And then from that, you start talking about personnel and who fits in those categories, who's available. And I think it is healthy to have those kinds of conversations, because these guys in today's game, they're aware of their worth. The top frontline guys, they understand their value, and they're as concerned about who's on that roster as the front office and the coaching staff. Right. They're not just showing up to show up. They're trying to win, and so they want to know. And honestly, it gives everybody a little bit of ownership in that roster, which I think does help this team. Because even for those supporting cast guys, like when they come there, they know they're there not only because the front office wanted them, but the superstars wanted to play with them. So I think it's a huge advantage.
And remember, DeMarcus Cousins signed on with the Lakers as well before he got hurt, unfortunately. So they had to scramble a little bit to put this roster together. Does it make sense the way it's constituted right now?
I think it does. I think that they have some very good defensive players, and they have some shooting, and they have size, and so I think that all the pieces do fit.
Yeah, the pieces fit. The way that the West has now been reshaped helps them as well. Ultimately, though, you talked about this earlier, it's about, do they stay healthy over the course of the regular season?
And you mentioned shooting. That was a big problem for your team last year, 20th in the league in made threes, 29th in terms of three-point percentage. All right, more to get to here when we come back. The latest Lakers star in a long line of them talks about arriving in L.A. and the expectations that it's a rite of passage for a new star in Los Angeles. First pitch at the Dodgers game. Throws a strike, Anthony Davis did. I think Clayton Kershaw is safe, but it was a strike nonetheless. Good job out of AD. Now time to get to the business of bringing a championship to the Lakers. AD with Sean Powell on his new basketball life as a Laker.
Anthony, after everything that happened last season, are you surprised that this day even happened?
Nah, I mean, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to, start a new chapter in my career. Excited to just play the game of basketball again. I think I missed last maybe 15 plus games, and I just want to get back on the floor and compete again.
Have you already sensed a different vibe, a different atmosphere here with the Lakers, just being around the organization and the players?
I mean, obviously we have a great coaching staff. We have a great team, front office, everybody. Everybody welcomed me with open arms, and we feel like we have a chance. And that's all we can ask for. So we're all excited to get started and just get on the journey of trying to reach our ultimate goal while staying in the moment at the same time. So, like I said, I'm excited for it. I'm excited about all of this. This is fun, but the real fun starts tomorrow.
Describe for us the process of getting to know LeBron as a person and also as a player, because you've worked out with him a little.
Yeah, me and LJ been knowing each other for a while, so that was the easy part. We had our moments as teammates on an Olympic team in 2012 and then All-Star in LA. So we had our moments, but we've been engaged in a lot of conversation about this year and what we want to do and how we want to go about it, and us being the leaders, and what it's going to take, for our guys to kind of follow us. So I think that by us having a relationship that we already have and just building on that is going to help us tremendously, especially when we have adversity during the season. We're going to have times where stuff happen, or we know what the narrative, what the media want the narrative to be of us. But it's for us, it's up to us, to make sure that we stay close, especially me and LJ, and keep that narrative to a minimum.
How can you help him, and how can he help you?
I've never played with a guy like that before, and I'm not sure if he played with a guy like me before. So I think we complement each other well. We've been working out a lot, during the summertime, just trying to figure out how we want to play. I think I think it was like a little shock when we were doing pictures over here. He said, I gave him the ball. Said he like, nah, ball gonna be in your hands. So he wants me to kind of just take control, and let me lead the team, and obviously he's gonna be there as well. But I think it's gonna be a fun moment, and us feeding off each other, knowing how each other play. It'll be fun.
How do you feel about that? Him making you the focal point every now and then.
I'm excited about it. Obviously I had to do that, in New Orleans for a long time. I think, by me doing that for 7 years in New Orleans, it kind of helped me, especially the last couple of years. And I think it really, tested my leadership. The second half of the season when all this stuff was going on, I still try to, help the guys win and help and lead that team as much as possible. So I think, by me doing that the last several years, and then bringing that here with guys who are going to also lead with me, like LeBron, Rondo, guys who've been veterans, JaVale, help with that as well. I think we'll be fine.
Coming up, the bottom line on what to expect for the Lakers this season. That's next.